What if I told you you could buy a brand new car for the price of a used car? I have this 2024 Chevrolet Equinox EV for just $150 a month and this 2025 Cadillac Optiq for just $168 a month. And in this video, I'm gonna break down all the numbers on both these cars. We've been told that buying a used car is the smart and safe financial decision. We've also been told that leasing a car is just throwing away money because you don't own the car at the end of the lease. But what if you want to drive the newest car with the newest tech and features without paying the new car price? I'm leasing this 2024 Chevrolet Equinox EV 2RS for just $150 a month. This car has a window sticker of $47,500, and I'm leasing this car for 2 years and 12,000 miles per year. I also have a 2025 Cadillac Optiq that has an MSRP of $58,000, and I'm only paying effectively $168 a month to lease this car. That's $320 for both these brand new cars, and they come with the latest tech like Super Cruise for hands-free driving, 360 cameras, lane centering, and automatic self-parking. If you bought this Cadillac outright, it has a window sticker of $58,000. Cadillac offers in-house financing with $5,000 down at a 4.9% interest rate. And on a 60-month loan, your monthly payment would still be $900 a month. That's more than 4 times a month what I'm paying just to lease the same exact vehicle. When it comes to leasing a car, there are basically 2 terms you need to know in order to get a good lease deal. The first is the money factor. This is essentially the interest rate you're getting the car for, but in leasing terms, they use the word money factor, and they put this really weird number, this decimal point, and all you have to do to convert it into the interest rate is multiply it by 2,400. For this Cadillac, my money factor is at 0.0010417. And if you multiply that by 2,400, you get an interest rate of 2.5%. And the reason it's so low is because on this lease, I did a one pay. That means I paid everything up front: taxes, title, registration, and all 24 months of the lease, all paid in one lump sum at the beginning. The second term is residual value. That's basically how much it costs to buy out your car at the end of the lease. For my Equinox EV, my residual value is $35,600. So at the end of the lease next year, I can either just turn the car back in and forget about it, or pay $35,600 and keep the car. Normally, residual values are anywhere between 60 to 70% of the car's MSRP. However, the manufacturers have been jacking that up to 75 or 80% residual value in order to make the monthly payments a lot lower to make the lease deals very attractive. Now, your first thought may be, isn't that a bad thing? Don't you want a lower residual value so the car is cheaper to buy out at the end of the lease? And normally you would be right. However, a car is a depreciating asset, especially electric vehicles where the technology is changing so fast that these cars are losing almost half their value after a year or two. So it's actually a good thing that you have these high residual values because 1, it lowers the monthly payments significantly so you can lease the car for cheap, and 2, you can have the dealership or the manufacturer eat the depreciation so you don't take that loss. Let's take my Equinox EV for example. This car has an MSRP of $47,500, and a dealership knocked off about 9% to get the sales price to $43,500. And the residual value is $35,600. The total due at signing was $5,500. This includes taxes, title, registration, and the first month payment of the lease. However, I qualified for incentives and rebates through GM or Chevrolet, and I got $4,500 of that wiped off from the rebates and credits. So I only paid $1,000 out of pocket at the time of signing. If you add in the other 23 months of monthly payments of $150 a month, I'll be all in out of pocket $4,450. However, this car currently sells used for about $26,000 to $27,000, and that's with less than 10,000 miles. Now, I'm assuming in another year and having 24,000 miles on the car, it will probably only be worth about $22,000 to $23,000 tops. However, my residual is $35,600. So if I really love the car and I wanted to keep it, I would actually still turn it back into the dealership and turn right around and buy it from them for $22,000 or $23,000. That way, the dealership is eating that $13,000 depreciation loss. So I would have paid $4,450 during the lease, plus another $23,000 to buy out the car, for a total of $27,450. And this is a car with an MSRP of $47,500. So I would have bought this car for basically almost half off or the price of a used car, but I had gotten a new car. Now let's break down the numbers on this 2025 Cadillac Optiq. I had just leased this car in October of 2025. And that month, Cadillac was really motivated to move this specific model, the Optiq. So they raised the residual value to 80% of MSRP, and they dropped the money factor to really entice people to get the car for a really low lease payment. And this specific car is a retired service loaner, which means when people had dropped off their Cadillacs for service, they would borrow or rent this car while the car was being fixed. And this provided me additional rebates that I'll go into later. So the MSRP of this car is $58,000, and the dealership knocked off 9% of the sales price to drop it to $52,500. The residual value is $46,500, or 80% of the MSRP. And once again, the money factor for this car is equivalent to a 2.5% interest rate. For a 24-month, 10,000 miles a year lease, my total due at signing was $11,284. That includes taxes, title, registration, and all 24 months of lease payments all upfront at one time. However, they also gave me $5,590 in rebates and incentives. As I mentioned before, as this car was a loaner vehicle, they gave me a rebate of $3,090. And since I owned another car that was not a GM car, they gave me another $2,000 as conquest, and I opened up a GM financial credit card to pay for the one pay on the lease, and they gave me another $500 off for that. So my total came out to $5,700, one time, one pay for the entire lease. But if you do the math, over 24 months, that's still $238 a month. However, Texas has a rebate going on right now for people switching to clean energy vehicles like electric cars. And they're giving a rebate of $1,666 to a lease that's 2 years or more. So that drops my $5,700 down to just over $4,000. And that comes out to effectively $168 a month. I mean, come on, driving a brand new Cadillac for only $168 a month, you can't beat that. And the same thing, when the lease is up, this car will probably only be worth about $30,000 compared to my residual of $46,000. And I'll probably just turn the car in. I probably won't keep the Equinox or the Optiq. I'll just do the same thing over again in 2 years and get a new deal on a brand new car.
Now, you're probably thinking these are unicorn deals and I got lucky, and most people can't find them. However, that's where you're wrong. If you just put in a little bit of work and research on finding out what manufacturers have what incentives, you can get similar deals like this one. After I leased my Cadillac Optiq, I got essentially the same deal for my parents in Southern California. I just called and texted a bunch of dealerships until one had a loaner that was willing to play ball. It was a loaner vehicle, they got Conquest and a GM card, and SoCal Edison, the energy provider, provided a $1,000 rebate for a used EV. And I saw online back in September, 4 or 5 different people in 4 or 5 different states get the Hummer 2X EV, which is a $100,000 MSRP car, and they leased it for $380 a month. So there are deals out there. You just have to put in the work and look for them. If you found this video helpful, just leave a like and please subscribe if you want more content like lease hacking, travel hacking for first class flights, or real estate hacking in general.